Welcome to Kingdom Stories, where faith comes to life. At Kingdom Stories, we bring powerful, faith-filled storytelling that inspires, uplifts, and encourages. Through modern-day parables and real-life narratives, we showcase God's presence in everyday life. Subscribe now and be part of a community where faith meets storytelling, and every story points back to God's love and grace. And now, let's begin.
Midnight Provision. The Harrisons were a typical middle-class family. Mark worked in construction management, and his wife, Dana, was a schoolteacher. They weren't wealthy, but they managed their budget carefully and lived a steady life with their 2 kids. That stability was shaken when Mark's company lost a major contract. His hours were cut, and with less income coming in, the family had to make tough choices. Bills stacked higher, and the rent payment loomed at the end of the month. By the final week, they were still short. Dana picked up tutoring. Mark tried side jobs, but it wasn't enough. The landlord was firm. If the full rent wasn't paid by midnight Friday, late fees and eviction notices would follow. Friday evening came. The kids were asleep, and the Harrisons sat in the living room, staring at the online banking app on Mark's phone. The balance wasn't enough. Mark sighed, rubbing his forehead. "We've done all we can. If God doesn't move tonight, we're out of options." Dana clasped his hand, whispering through tears, "Lord, we're trusting you, even if it comes at the last moment." At 11:50 p.m., silence filled the room. They had prayed all week, but no help had come. Mark closed his eyes, preparing himself for the disappointment. Then, at 11:57 p.m., his phone buzzed. A new deposit notification appeared. It was from an old freelance project he'd done months ago, work he had written off because the client never paid. The company had finally processed the payment. The amount? Exactly what they needed for the rent. Mark and Dana sat frozen, then burst into tears of relief. "Late in the midnight hour," Dana whispered. "God really came through." At 11:59 p.m., Mark submitted the payment. The rent was covered with 1 minute to spare. That Sunday, as their family stood together in church, they lifted their voices with new conviction. They had always believed God could provide, but now they knew He would. Remember, the Harrisons learned that God doesn't always move early, but He is never late. His timing stretches our faith so that when He provides, we know it was Him. Psalm 30 verse 5 says, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." So if you're waiting, hold on. Your midnight hour may be the moment God chooses to move.
Subscribe now and be part of a community where faith meets storytelling.